is legendary.
Remember, when dialing numbers that begin with 0800, the call is free. The charge is paid by the people receiving the call.
This I didn't know. I thought those numbers always meant abroad. I wonder.
However, this doesn't mean you can dial 0800 before just any number. Only numbers which say they begin with 0800 are free.
You can't have everything.
British Telecom. It's you we answer to.
No. Normally, I wouldn't be interested in a thermo-insulated turbo pump, but in view of your kind offer, I could not call.
The Montego 1.6L. It's capable of accelerating from 0 to 60 more than 2 seconds faster than the Ford Sierra 1.6L, usually. It also has a slide and tilt sunroof, electronic stereo radio cassette, and a 5-speed gearbox, all as standard. More than you can say for the Cavalier 1.6L. Montego 1.6L. Doesn't hang about.
How's Edwina settling in then, Headmaster?
Well, her Latin's a little weak.
Well, that's funny, because I used to speak it like a native.
A small increase this term, I'm afraid. Not enough to affect your mortgage, though.
No, it's my husband's Abbey National current account. Checkbook, cash card, just like a bank's. Only some of us can apply for £100 check card.
And no transaction charges, and they pay me interest 12 times a year.
Which means we can afford to give Edwina nothing but the best.
Yeah, so you can get her a new tennis bat for a start, all right?
Abbey National, the most current account.
On Saturday at 7:50, a beautiful young woman witnesses a fatal accident on the New York subway. She is the sole witness to murder.
The subway this morning. Can you tell me exactly what you saw?
Oh, well, I'm not really sure.
Sarah!
What makes you think she was pushed?
Now the killer is in pursuit. She cried murder, Saturday at 7:50 on Granada.
Couldn't this wait till the office?
Not really. You remember that home finance package you asked me to put together?
Yes.
I think it's ready to show you.
But why here?
No one listened when they built these. People needed homes, not housing. Tell me what you think.
Black & Decker Quattro puts power in your hands. With hammer action, power to drive into any surface, almost as if it isn't there at all. With speed control and slow start for precision and accuracy. All the control you need. And all the power. With automatic shutoff and reverse action too. Quattro drills from Black & Decker. Tough tools for tough jobs.
So you can't phone? You can't pick up a phone and dial? You got maybe something wrong with your finger? It's an allergic reaction to telephones. A phobia. You're telephobic.
Hello, Mum.
So you can't visit, you can't come round, you can only phone?
Phone home. Be appreciated.
Never mind. It's a pleasure to hear your voice. A little more often wouldn't hurt.
British Telecom. It's you we answer to.
The frozen vastness of the Northern Trail. A treeless desert of ice and snow. And no pub for 500 miles. But we Mounties are a resourceful breed.
Poetry in motion.
Man's best friend.
Labatt's lager. Malcolm the Mountie always gets his can.
Now, let's walk. I'm adding your proposals to tomorrow's agenda.
Yes, but will you back them?
Say I was a Midland customer. And buying a new home's no picnic. And what are you going to do for me?
We'd start by offering you the right kind of mortgage.
Well, doesn't everybody?
Not with a 0.5% off the interest rate for a year.
Ah, money, huh? Suppose I say there's more to it than that. Things like security, the future.
Well, as a bank, we offer you financial counseling, confidential advice on how to manage your money.
Well, what if I'm not with the Midland?
You don't have to be. You still benefit.
Later on? When the family starts to grow, will you still be listening then?
Yes, enough to make it easier to use your house as security. Free the money you've invested in it, for the family's sake, or for something unforeseen. Who knows what might happen tomorrow?
Oh, I think tomorrow's going to turn out fine. Just fine.
Orchard, the living mortgage from the listening bank.
The Robert Cray Blues Band will be performing in a special session in just a couple of minutes. This is Granada. Over now to ITN in London.
Medical teams are trying to trace patients of a surgeon who's died of AIDS. It's confirmed he was Dr. David Collings. He's believed to have been infected after operating on an AIDS patient in his native South Africa. Dr. Collings worked for 5 months at the Alexandra Hospital at Redditch in the West Midlands before moving to the Royal Devon and Exeter Hospital last July. Special settings have been set up and staff are answering calls from worried patients throughout the night. The government has immediately told the health authorities to draw up lists of Dr. Collins' 400 or so patients so they could be told not to panic. David King, the general manager of the Exeter Health District, says the risks are minimal.
Well, we've taken the best medical advice we can from the Department of Health in London, and they assure us that there's no known case anywhere in the world of a health worker or doctor transferring the infection to a patient. So they're clear that there's no real risk.
If you're worried, there are 2 emergency numbers, Redditch 0527 32969 and Exeter 0392 413 259. The National Union of Seamen and P&O Ferries go back to the Conciliation Service ACAS today in another attempt to settle their dispute over manning levels. But the meeting's too late to prevent the disruption at Dover, where a record number of Easter holiday makers hope to sail this weekend. The port authorities say people who haven't booked will not be able to sail. Drug investigators in America say they've cracked a massive mafia drug ring with more than 230 arrests in the States and Italy. Arrests were made in cities across America. The emphasis has been on picking up suspects rather than seizing drugs. But the Americans say they've recovered 13 pounds of heroin and 8 pounds of cocaine so far. Health Minister Edwina Currie has delivered a blunt message to young women on how to avoid cervical cancer. In a magazine interview, she warns, don't screw around. Mrs. Currie says one way to get cervical cancer is by being too sexually active. That's it for now. More news later.
Now from the City Lights Club in beautiful downtown Farnworth, a special session.